Welcome to PartsWatch. We're about to take a short tour of the functionality in order to familiarize you with the PartsWatch application. Clicking the desktop icon opens to the login screen. Enter your pre-assigned username and password, and remember, this password is used by the system to track your work, so you might not want to share it. The system information screen provides a number of functions. It displays the time, the date, the user logged in, the IP address, and the screen resolution. And if permissions allow, you can open a web browser or access email. And if a third-party time clock program is enabled, you can access it from here. The upper news section is controlled by WHI and gives info on new updates and features, while the lower section is maintained by the store from a setup screen. Click the extensions icon to get a list of employee information. The remotes icon is for future use, and you can log out and close the app from here. Now we'll talk about the border. It's not just there to look good. It displays the screen name, the logged in user, the location for multi-store, and the terminal device number. It's used to minimize and restore the application and to minimize and expand screens. The green screen shows the app is connected to the server and turns red when connection is lost. The question mark is for what's this help, which is a future functionality. But this one opens full application help, and so does this one. This one, and so does hitting the F1 key. If you're familiar with Windows Help, you'll see the PartsWatch Help has the same ability to view a table of contents, an index, and a search of available help subjects. This is always the best place to start if you have questions. And the envelope icon displays information if background changes to the data is made and turns red if something needs immediate attention, while this one opens the full system messages, and certain messages display at the bottom of the border for other alerts. If enabled, an email message can be sent to PartsWatch support. There's an online calculator. Managers can quickly change their approval password, and other open screens can quickly be accessed here, or hit the F11 key. And finally, click the word menu on the left side of the border in the upper left, or right-click anywhere near the border to get the menu, or hit the F2 key. And a few screens have F key shortcuts, here below the border. The PartsWatch program is divided into a series of modules, and clicking a menu will either go to a submenu with more choices or directly to a screen. All menus can be active, inactive, or hidden using security permissions. We'll look at a maintenance screen to talk about standard editing functionality. The Edit button must be clicked or hit the F5 key in order to enable the screen. An Update or F9 has to be hit to save the edits. Enter a value, and if it's not found, the system will prompt to add it. Data can be accessed or entered by clicking on a field, using the mouse, or by tabbing to the appropriate field. There's basically 3 types of buttons throughout the app. Lookup buttons are generally flat on one end and are usually attached to a field. They're used to open pop-up windows to search and select data, or data can just be entered. Go-to buttons are round on both ends and used to jump to another screen. Incidentally, if a customer or a part is in focus and you jump to another screen in the same module, that customer or part will be brought along. The button light is green if it's available, and red or gray if it's not available, because it's for information only, or because of security permissions. And the third type is function buttons, which are round, and you might hear them called jelly beans. These buttons are used to perform a function such as display, print, update. Most buttons have a hotkey for keyboard access. Underlined characters use the alternate key. Characters with brackets use the control key. Pretty much all screens have editable fields in blue and yellow, and red and gray if they're view only. Free-form data fields are used to enter information relevant to the field. All yes/no checkboxes need a click or a hit on the spacebar to check or uncheck, And remember, a check always means yes, and unchecked always means no. Drop-down boxes display a list of choices, so click or use the down and up arrows and enter to select the item. If you prefer the keyboard to the mouse, here are a few keys that make the job easier. Enter or Tab moves the cursor forward one field. Shift-Tab back one field. Page up is the same as the previous button, and page down is the same as the next button. Left and right arrows move the cursor one character, and Escape closes the screen. Okay, let's take a quick look through the modules and then we're done. Invoicing is the heart of the system and is designed to use either the mouse or the keyboard. Enter the line, part, and cell quantity to sell a part. Double-click to edit it. Right-click to jump to the part maintenance or the line maintenance. There's too much functionality to point it all out here, but this is where you would look up a part in the electronic catalog or source it if it's not in stock. So generally anything that has to do with point of sale, including cash drawer tracking, is found from the invoicing menu. Manufacturers and suppliers are added and maintained from the vendor menu, and anything that has to do with part maintenance is found from the inventory menu. Purchasing is used to order and return stocked parts and special order items, and to source orders for the shelf, as well as PO transmission and receipt. Financial and inventory reports are run from the reports menu. Both commercial and retail accounts are maintained from the customer menu, and payments can be applied using open item or balance forward accounting in the same module. And end of day and end of month, as well as statements, are run from the closeouts menu. Besides the maintenance screens, there are system controls that affect every store in the database, and store controls that define business rules per store for the invoicing, purchasing, and posting modules. And utilities are available for general requirements such as finding the system messages screen that we mentioned earlier. And here is where you'll go for any PC setup such as printers, terminal setup, and system language. And for multi-store enterprises, if permissions allow, you can change stores virtually from the menu. Well, that's about all the time we have. There are a number of videos that go into detail on setup and use of the PartsWatch functionality, so please use those as needed, and be sure to contact your PartsWatch representative if you have questions. And thank you for joining us.